Hey, also, Blue Mai has now released on JP. It's been, what, 6 days? And we got her A1. We're going to be testing her within Sweep and Tower. Now, there is a floor 19 in the Diverse Tower, which Blue Mai would be perfect against. However, I'm not there yet. Diverse Tower, is actually pretty difficult, so taking my time with it since this isn't my only gacha. Blue Mai, in my opinion, is a #1 unit contender, and we're going to talk about why at the start of the video. Do the kits. Then we have 3 sweep showcases, one with Blue Nobara, one with 0.2 Domain Gojo, and one with Mai as the main DPS. And then afterwards, we're going to take her into floor 89 of Tower, and that's going to be the end of the video. Now, real quick, I think the Mai art is really good. We've seen, I would argue, another upgrade in quality, in my opinion, for the artwork. Mai... and then there's also Red Gakuganji and Ijichi, which are also just, in my opinion, now on another level of uniqueness, including Ijichi, wherever that boy is. I don't know. There's so many units now that it's hard to really keep track. Where is he? Just going to put red. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the arts because, like, bro, this is like a very similar, no, he's green. What am I saying? It's a very similar power creep and art style, similar to when Yellow Kaido came out, in my opinion. These artworks just look so good. And, like, I cannot wait to see more Calling Games units. So we're going to talk about why, in my opinion, Mai might be contending for #1. And through the showcases, I hope that you'll end up seeing why I think so. So we're going to start with the passives. First of all, she gives CE on the combo wall. That's nice. Now, she has 4 passives. Sorry, 3. There's cover shooting, which basically, if you're in pursuit, so just to keep in mind, you get pursuit through the skill 2. You get follow-up attack through the skill 3. The pursuit gives you a 50% chance to do a follow-up after everyone's done their moves. This one is pretty much going to guarantee happen as long as 1 unit crits, okay? So if anyone crits, you're going to be getting a 100% chance to pursuit for that turn. Usually it happens every turn from my experience. This is going to be a total of 150% mixed of both. So 300% mixed damage, right? Very strong. And then also puts a 20% damage increase on the enemies. So this is going to give you about 40% pretty much. Then there's the follow-up attack, which is from the skill 3 buff, where any unit, and this is the Blue Now Beetle skill, where it only activates at the end of the turn. Let me move my camera a bit more over here. But then this is just a normal follow-up, kind of like Green Megumi or Red Mai, I guess, where you do this after every skill. It's another 300% every time, which means you could do this multiple times. In general, you're doing this 2 or 3 times a turn because I recommend people running Blue Miwa or Blue Yaga as a stat buffer. So essentially, you're going to get this 3 times around, 2 to 3. So it's either 600 to 900%, which is very strong, right? An extra 900%. Just from this, you're getting 900 to 1200% per turn. But then you're also getting a damage increase multiple times. So let's say it's 3 times per turn. That's 45%. And it's 3 turns, which means you're going to have this act. Is it not 4 turns? Is it not 4? Oh, yeah, it's 3 turns. Huh. Thought it was 4 turns. Never mind. I guess it's the other things. So in general, this is going to be 45 times 2. So that's 90%. So just from the passives, it's 90% damage increase plus 40. You're going to have an active 130% damage increase just from the passives and doing all this ridiculous damage. Now, the very nice thing is she's going to buff she actually, not buff. We'll say it different. She multiplies the debuff from the attack that she followed up on by 10%. So what that means, if there's a debuff, right? Blue Inumaki. His debuff is 26%. Mai would multiply it by 10%. So it would be 26% plus a 2.6%. It's 10% of the original debuff, not an added 10%. Just want to make sure that's clear. But this is insane because you do this all the time. So she's also able to give maybe like an extra 5 to 10% debuff values through this per turn. Then she has a 15% chance to dodge, conceals, so she is not going to be hit. And then if she doesn't take damage, the next turn she gets 1 lurking count. And if she's below 40% somehow, she gets concealment. So pretty much impossible to hit her. And if you do target her, she could dodge. More so, she gets a lurking count, and you'll see what that's used for. But so far, already insane. Already, 130% damage increase through the passives, while doing 900 to 1200 mixed. which keep in mind, in tower, in normal tower, the mixed damage works on any floor. Skill 1 doesn't really matter. It gives you 20% crit rate. Cool, it's mixed. Skill 2 puts a blue damage increase, and then also 150% of each, so that's another 300%. So just with this, you're doing like maybe 1500-ish percent per turn. Insane. And she gets the pursuit. Skill 3 puts crit res, and then also puts it does 450% mixed. Insane. Really insane. These multipliers are crazy, considering her passives. Then her ultimate puts a 30% damage increase for blue units and 30% break damage. And then it does up to, if you have, 10 counts of lurk, which basically you need to be 10 turns deep without taking damage, then it's like 1600% ultimate. She could like realistically do some turns where she's like 2500 to 3000% mixed damage. It's really good for tower. Now, if we add it all up, in general, she might have one of these active plus one of these. So in general, that's going to be around 50%, right? 50% there. And then like 130-ish% from the passives. So she's going to be able to average about like 180 to 190% damage increase. It could go higher if it's a full team that does attacks. But since you're running Yaga or Miwa, it's going to kind of fluctuate. Sometimes it's going to be higher and sometimes it will be lower. But I think in general, it's safe to say you'll be in that 180% damage range, right? The amount of damage she does really is the killer, though, in my opinion. It's really strong. But the other thing I like is the crit res. So she puts a crit res debuff on the enemy and also another break damage here. So it's like having these two things are very strong with blue Gojo. And just with actually, honestly, any of the blue units, to be honest. And yeah, no, like this, also the debuff thing is super strong too, in my opinion. So there's a lot of stuff going for her. And I think her being mixed damage really does help with her value in tower in the future. Whenever there's a mixed floor that you could use, right? Like whenever a floor is either Jujutsu, Taijutsu, and doesn't have mixed nerf, because now some floors are starting to have mixed being nerfed within a diverse tower, she's going to be very good. The follow-up damage you're going to see is pretty insane. Like it's maybe 1 to 2 million per hit, maybe sometimes a bit less, but you're doing it so often that it's amazing, right? And because she's mixed, she works on a lot of different types of teams. Really, the only downside I could kind of see, in my opinion, is that you kind of need a stat buffer, right? So the problem with that is the stat buffers we have, Blue Yaga and Blue Miwa, both don't do attacks. So because they don't do attacks, you're not getting an extra 15 per turn, right? And actually, to be fair, for the DPS, it's closer to like 230% because it's 3 turns, right? So you could get upwards to 230%, I'd say, around-ish, right? Give or take. For the DPS, in this case, we could say like 0.2 Gojo or Blue Nobara, which is really good. There is some RNG involved for sure, but if you get that good RNG, this girl's insane. And even without it, a lot of blue units crit pretty easily. So yeah, for me, I would put her in the honored one tier at the moment just because she's very good on 89 and works with every sweep team, right? Like she replaces Blue Gato, I would say in like 10 out of 10 situations just because she's so consistent. Now, one of the things that really propel her forward and basically makes it that her CE cost doesn't even matter is this memory. You probably don't know why because a lot of people probably didn't summon for Blue Naobito, but let's just say that for a lot of spenders, this memory is such a joy to have for these follow-up units. So when she does a command skill for 3 turns, she gets 35% Taijutsu and Jujutsu. This is a nice stat buff to have for her, especially because she does a lot of damage on all her attacks. More so, if she does... So basically, the first time she deals damage, she gets a 5% damage buff. If she does more damage, again, so a second attack, which remember, she's a follow-up unit, then she's able to get another 15% damage increase for 2 turns, 1 time per turn, and another 10 CE. So every turn, she has an extra 10 CE because she always does at least 1 follow-up. But then she's getting 20% damage increase per turn. And on average, like when it gets to her skills, she's going to have 15. I guess you could technically say for her skill, because of how the follow-up would work, it will be what? 20%? She has like a 50% damage increase from this for one of her attacks. It's pretty crazy, to be honest, because of how many follow-ups she does. It's good. It's mainly the CE though. Like, sure, this is nice, but this, this, an extra 10 CE per turn means she's never going to run out, right? So this is why Mai is really good, is because of this memory, and it buffs Taijutsu and Jujutsu equally, which is what she wants. So yeah, this memory is good for any follow-up unit now and in the future, especially if you're mixed like Mai is. So now we're going to go into the videos recording, and then that's going to be the video. All right, so here we go. This is the first team we're going to try out with Blue Nobara. Now, this one also gives her an extra 20% crit rate chance, which is obviously going to be very good because you want to make sure you crit with Mai. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, this team was pretty fun. And I do think she's a bit of a Blue Nobara upscale, since Nobara actually does apply stat debuffs. Mai could give a small increase to it. And it does help to crit, obviously. So like, it's always good. But Blue Mai helps Blue Yuta, 0.2 Gojo, and Blue Nobara. So it's like, she's really a universal unit in that way, right? It's quite nice. Like, I can't lie. Mai is quite the unit, and it just depends in the future how good she's going to be. I really don't know, because use cases, she's up there with Red Momo, but Red Momo, it's like the holy trinity of supports right now is Red Momo, Yellow Gojo, and Mai, I would say. You can include Mahito. Mahito and Mai are probably similar because they're both mixed damage increase debuffers. They just function a bit differently, I guess you could say. But I would say, yeah, I guess it's those four. I should say the top four is Mahito, Momo, Yellow Gojo at A1, and Mai, right? Mai's entered that list, in my opinion. She's just really good for any damage, for any debuff lore. Doesn't matter the type, but especially if mixed damage is not nerfed, which I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, floor 19, is it? Let me check real quick. No, it's floor 20. Yeah, floor 20 though is a debuff floor, but it does lower her damage. So that's the unfortunate thing. It's only Jujutsu damage on that, which is pretty much made for Blue Nobara. I'm gonna do like showcases in each of the floors if there's a unit that I think is like getting some love in them. I think there's a green Jujutsu floor, but the community Discord hasn't posted all the translations yet, and I'm not done the tower. But if there is, and look at that, turn 4, like that's turn 4 is the optimal time to finish the first phase for sure. But yeah, I'm going to try and do an honored one showcase if that's the case. Now you see Mai's cursed energy, like she's never going to be able to run out. And I probably should have put Mai in the back line, to be honest, and Yaga in front, but it doesn't really matter. Could have been a bit of a cleaner run though, but you're never really going to run out. Mai always gets 10 CE per turn, so she does 300k there. Once the debuffs are built up, then it gets higher, though, so keep that in mind. But Nobara crits, so she does another 500k, Yaga's follow-up, and then Mai's follow-up again. And that's how it's going to look. She's going to do like 3 to 4 follow-ups per turn, which is quite good, right? Like, these Mai follow-up units are insane. Red Mai still holds up pretty strong. I remember, whoops. I remember when Sweep came out, hard sweep, 200 million HP. Red Mai was actually used on some teams because she could get really high damage increase values. 7 mil there, 1.2 from Mai, and then another 1.1 mil, right? Like, and then she dodges. So that's what I mean. Like, it's just so good to have those dodges in. It really is. It really is. So yeah, we're looking good. I mean, like, I think at some point I'm probably going to show, I'm just checking for the damage increase at the moment. I'm probably going to show the debuff. So you see that there's a plus 0.47. So it's 10% of the debuff, right? Then plus 2%, plus 0.5%, right? That's pretty much how it works all the time, which I think is good. Like, it's small value increases, but still it's like, it's something to discuss. It is. It really is. So next turn, we're going to go crazy with Mai and Nobara. But yeah, no, Mai is just able to do a lot. The thing is with combo ults, this is, I would consider her one weakness maybe. It's that she doesn't do it for both attacks, pretty much, to my understanding. Like, she only does it once for the 2. So you'll see here. She does the follow-up. Or no, I guess, did no one crit? I guess we got unlucky with that. So that is unfortunate. You can get unlucky, which I think is very important to keep in mind. But you're going to see with the blue Taijutsu team with 0.2, there's like no chances of getting unlucky because you're also running Miguel, and 0.2 was always critting, and there's so much crit res lower between 0.2 and Mai. I think the Taijutsu team, in my opinion, was her best showcase. But she's really good for Blue Nobara too. I think she is doing quite good. Now 5 mil there is quite nice because of all the other follow-ups too, right? So like she's capable of 10, 15 million damage turns. Nobara doing just ridiculous damage. I think with Blue Mai, Nobara beats out Blue Yuta for me. Blue Yuta is good. I don't know, I just rather Nobara, especially because she has so many multipliers for herself. The one thing I would have liked is if Mai had her own stat buffs, then I wouldn't really feel the need to run Blue Yaga, right? That's one thing. Another thing with Blue Mai is she puts so many debuffs on the enemy that Blue Nobara maxes out her Jujutsu stat, which is really strong, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, especially with how much CE she has, it's like, damn, bro, this team is like really not struggling at all. Sweep is very easy. I would hope this September September or October, they actually change the bosses because that's going to give us another 4,000 cubes from that. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they haven't changed it for a year. 2 reasons. One, they don't want to give out those 4,000 cubes again. But 2, it is hard. I feel like at the beginning, double dodge. We love to see it. A lot of people probably weren't clearing it, right? I think it's only more recently that it's really started getting easier. I would say by the time that the SP buffs came out, it was like, yeah, okay, by this point, 200 million damage should be doable, even if it takes a couple tries. So yeah, I mean, like Nobara just does a lot of follow-ups. It's so nice. Especially with Blue Yaga, like you're getting a shit ton of follow-ups on this team. And I just think she is easily better than Blue Gato. Easily. Especially because it's mixed. But it does depend on the floor. It's just, Gato doesn't really do much damage either, right? So keep that in mind. Like, he's not really a damaging unit, so Mai is a direct upgrade to that. And she's so consistent with that Naobito memory. It's so easy to get shit done. So yeah, I mean, like, there we go. So we do a Mai follow... No, is that the follow-up? No, it's not. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But yeah, you know, like... That's why rather the Taijutsu team, Miguel is much more consistent at critting than Inumaki. So it's a lot like a better showcase. We're going to do the Taijutsu team next. And you'll see her true greatness, in my opinion. 0.2 is holding up strong, considering how poorly people thought of 0.2 when he first came out. I think he is currently and will remain one of the best aging units just because he works alongside another Taijutsu DPS or solo. So it's like, it's very hard to want to replace him because 10 turns and he's out, right? I think he's amazing. I do. I really do. He just works on every team. It's crazy. So we now apply the rec bit from Mai. So she's going to have some extra damage. So 2 mil there. We get a follow-up. She crits. We should get... Yep, 1.4. We got the Yaga follow-up. Now we got the Mai follow-up. Another 2 million. Like, that's how her, like, really good turns are going to look like. And this turn, once again, Mai's going to just do her skills, primarily because we're trying to get the combo ult, obviously. So we do the buff because I'm pretty sure it ran out this turn. I'm pretty sure I was counting the turns. The next turn, obviously, it's going to go crazy. I was very scared, but I'm pretty sure we do end up getting Nobara's ultimate because the enemy hits us, if I'm not mistaken. Look at all those 2 mil follow-up is insane, man. It's all like, and it's not like it's only 1 2, which is, oh. Yeah, okay. I was like, damn, okay. I must have been stressing, dude, because this run was really good. And now we get the combo ult, and we should kill this turn, considering everything. So, yeah. Yaga has really just... I've improved my opinion of him. I think that it helps that the units they've released after Yaga have wanted to crit, and also the follow-up is nice. Yaga's follow-up is pretty nice, but it's because he doesn't really do much damage, right? Besides that. Oh no, we don't kill this turn. Okay, that was still very good damage from Nobara. I guess outside of break it makes sense, but we still do pretty good. How much damage in this 34 mil is pretty nice. Yeah, then 1.4, and then Mai. Oh, we lost the follow-up. So yeah, sometimes you have to be careful with that. This I did a couple days ago, so I was still learning her rotations a bit. But you basically, I'm pretty sure want to do it every 3 to 4 turns, depending on the rotation. But yeah, so 1.2 mil, then she does another 1.5 mil, and then Nobara attacks. We should get another... Oh, but we kill, so it doesn't really end up being that. So damage-wise, let's show it. Mai did 50 million. Like, this is very good damage for a sub DPS, especially when you look at the rest. Like, she did very good support, and was doing a bunch of debuffs, a bunch of damage. So for Sweep, I think she's very fun. But I do want to show the Taijutsu team now. So very clearly, you could see why this team worked so well. You got 3 units that could, do their damage. So in general, you should be getting, 2 follow-ups, plus the extra one, so 3 follow-ups, so 900% mixed, plus her skills. She's doing about like 1200% per turn. We got a bunch of taijutsu buffs especially, so 0.2 is like giga buffed here, and we got a bunch of crit res debuffs, so from Gojo and Mai. So because of that, Miguel's pretty much critting every single turn, and therefore giving back to the team by giving the extra stat buffs, right? So Miguel's giving 45% taijutsu per turn, then Yaga's giving 60. Like, Mai does get some buffs from taijutsu, but it's not that crazy because she's mixed. It's like only half of her skills are being buffed from it. But we got our damage increase and the stat buff. So we bring in 0.2 Gojo, turn 3, right? But besides that, yeah, no, like Mai just performs very good here because she's further helping Miguel make sure he crits, which is obviously necessary. So yeah, you want Kaido to die turn 2 as always. But yeah, no, I think Gaku Ganji and Ijichi were both good. I think they were good. I just think that they're more lying in wait rather than anything. But Mai is good currently. Mai is currently godlike, is how I see it. We haven't had a single bad release this year. And I'm pretty sure we have a green Jujutsu floor in the Diverse Tower. So Honored 1 Gojo now with Ijichi should be very, very good. But yeah, 0.2 is in now. So should be quite nice. I didn't even need to use that now Beto memory, to be honest, but I did anyway. You're going to see we end up doing a lot of damage. So we get the extra crit guaranteed because Miguel's pretty much always going to crit, right? Kind of a no-brainer there. And Gojo's already going to do a lot of damage because we have already a lot of debuff stuff. So look at all those the follow-ups, man. It's just like it's a lot of damage happening back to back to back to back to back, which is why she's so good. Like, it's not one big damage number because she's a follow-up unit. I think she's a follow-up unit done right. If we get a stat buffer in the future, maybe like, you know, end of 2026, beginning 2027, a stat buffer who also does damage instead of just buffing, Mai's going to be even better because that's going to give her an extra follow-up every turn. So it's kind of something I'm hoping for, but we did just get Yaga, so I'm not expecting it right. Well, just did. It was 5 months ago, but still. I don't think we need another blue stat buffer now that we have 2 with Miwa. But if it's some type of like anniversary unit who does like a shit ton of damage and does some stat buffing, that's all we really need for blue. But I think it would be enough to really make Mai even better to get that extra follow-up. So yeah, but we'll see. That's more something I see happening in 2027. W dodge, by the way. It's very hard to kill some of these units, right? Like with all this dodging, it's quite nice. It's one thing that I think that Red Gaku Ganji does lack also, especially when you compare it to Red Megumi, but yeah. So turn 6, we're ready on, we're going to be probably, what, phase 5 after this, I would imagine. So what, 500k there. Then she does another 1 million. And then we got Gojo attacking. So it's like very easy for him to crit. Then we get another 600k, then we get the 400k, then we get the 900k. So it's like that final follow-up is insane, right? The one from the skill 2, from the pursuit follow-up is quite good. Let's just say that. So we do the 3 because obviously Mai won't be combo ulting with Gojo since you can only ult once with Gojo, but it doesn't really matter. Mai still does good damage, puts an extra break damage received debuff on the enemy, so it lets us get the break even quicker, right? So that's another angle I could have taken where I put the break damage increase with Gojo too, so we would have had a lot of break damage increase, but it's not even necessary, right? But with this, Mai's putting an extra 30% damage increase, putting the break damage, and doing pretty good damage herself. I think this does like 5 mil? 4 mil. Okay, that's still good. So Gojo crits, so guess what's going to happen now? That's right, a follow-up. And then we get the Yaga follow-up, and then we get the Mai follow-up. Oh, I guess it ran out. Unlucky. That's what happens when you use the ult sometimes, which is why sometimes you have to use the skill 2 preemptively, since it only lasts 3 turns. But I think it makes it unique. I think follow-up units, especially built like Mai, are pretty nice. I always enjoy them because it's not just the same kind of rotations that you do, and sometimes you might have to change it up depending on the team. So that is pretty good. So we're going to kill turn 9. I mean, Gojo is doing pretty good damage. Let's just say that. You're already 10 mil outside of break, right? And here, oh, I didn't use the skill 2 again. What am I doing, man? What am I doing? I didn't even need to use the skill 3 there. Optimally, I would have used the skill 2 with Miguel, but I digress. So we got our crit rate buff. Miguel still crits. Mai gets the extra follow-up of 1 million. Mai does her attack, 1.5. Gojo attacks, and that's it. I mean, that's kind of it, right? And he does 17 mil. So, yeah, 0.2 in break is a disgusting unit. So now we are pretty much just wrapping it up. Once we get the 0.2 ult, it's in the bag. It is. Not really much more to say there. And another thing is for if you don't have the resources with the skill crystals, a lot of her damage comes from her passives, which can't be buffed, right? They don't, it's all the same no matter the skill level, because it's right, it's her passive. You don't level that up unless it's SP buffs. So I do like that, right? Even if you don't put all the skill crystals into her, a lot of her damage isn't gonna like suddenly be worse off than if you did, for which always nice. So we have 2 more turns with Gojo until we have to ult. Unfortunately, we didn't get Mai ult quick enough, which is fine because we end up using the Mai ultimate the turn after, when Gojo has the big debuffs for the whole team. Yeah, it's so nice. 150% damage increase, 60% stat buffs is, it's good. It's really good. 0.2 is probably one of my favorite releases. I think they did a very good job. And W, by the way, because that didn't lower her ult gauge or her cursed energy, so the dodge came in handy. But yeah, it would have been nice if we got Yaga's ult this turn, because then we would have been able to get Mai's ult next turn to combo ult, but it still worked out just fine. Maybe we would have killed like 1 turn earlier. I'm not too sure though. But maybe not, right? You never really know with this. But yeah, you could see how Mai never runs out of cursed energy, and you're going to see in the main DPS too, it's just like impossible for her to. She has too much CE every turn. Like getting 20 cursed energy total per turn is a lot. And then sometimes she's not even using 20 CE. So it's like she's very much looking. Actually, no, it's sometimes 20 or 25. Never mind. But it's very hard to run out, especially if it's a Kaido situation. And since she ults some turns, she's just positive 20 CE that turn. So it really just is impossible to run out of CE with Mai. So we do the ults with those two, right? Miguel's obviously going to guarantee crit. Look at that. Every attack crit. All the 5 attacks. But yeah, it is really strong to have Mai, but she's more of a spender unit since Gato exists, and I would imagine a lot of people have him. But if you don't have a damage increase unit, then Mai is not too bad, right? She isn't. But yeah, Blue Anatomy, and he is a damage increase unit. So, not really necessary, but she is pretty insane. 43 mil there with Gojo's ult, and we break, which puts us in a good position with Mai. So what, 2.3 mil follow-up, then another 900k, then another 3 mil. Like just with follow-ups at the end there, she did 5 mil. It's insane. So you see a bunch of the debuffs plus 4%, plus 4%. And I guess that's it though. I guess that is it. So yeah, it's not like many debuffs are being applied, I guess. And then after this, you're just going to see, I mean, there we go. So another 2 mil follow-up, and then Mai ults. I think that's like 14 mil. 14 mil. And then we get another follow-up. But we don't get the skill 2. We would have killed turn 14, which would have been insane. So yeah, we finish it off here with Mai. A very good team, very fun. This is more of a premium team, obviously, but still very good. Mai did very good there, I find. This was her damage. 60 mil, she did even better here. I think it's because she got a lot more follow-ups thanks to Miguel always critting, but it is a very, very good team, and I think this was quite a nice showcase. So now let's move on to Mai as the main DPS. So this team, we put her in the back lines just so we could have a proper team setup. And yeah, we get Inumaki to be kind of a sub DPS here. So it's funny, Mai and Inumaki actually do very equivalent damage. I'm pretty sure Inumaki even does a bit more. The main reason for that is because Mai is currently in the back line. So it takes a couple extra turns for her to build up. That's pretty much the only reason. So yeah, I think it does attest to Mai's very strong capabilities, in my opinion. After this, we do tower, and that's going to be the end of the video. Sweep has been much shorter, obviously. Before it took maybe a bit longer, because 1, more thinking, and 2, up to turn 17 is usually what it would get to. But now, not only is it just like kind of autopilot, but it's, you know, we clear it a couple turns earlier. So that is pretty nice. I love how Kaido just barely lives. It makes it very easy to build around, for sure. I've seen, I like posting the roadmaps on Twitter, and I did record this video after we did the roadmap global video, so go check that out. But it is always funny seeing people like disappointed or even maybe a bit shocked, hard to say, that global gives like no cubes, but it's like, you know, that's just how it is. Like, especially now that we got all these incredible units, I do kind of rather it that way because they're not necessary. It's more so they're just really strong, right? Like Gaku Ganji's really strong, Ijishi's really strong, Urame's really strong, Mai's really strong, but do you need them? No. It's just nice now that at least you have an option for your favorite units for them to be good instead of them just being dog shit. Like, how many Eno units are we going to get? Probably not many more, if even another one, right? So it is always better when it is this way rather than, you know, them being asked like they were last year. Same with Mei Mei, right? Now, you know, if we don't get a good SP buff for her, which I imagine we will, it's going to suck. But I do think that the SP buffs are a way to make up for it because you see that, you know, green Miwa and blue Miwa got just insane buffs. So it seems like it's kind of like an apology to Miwa fans. So now we kill turn 5. It makes sense. It's a none of these guys are full DPSs, so it does make sense why it's like this. But yeah, Inumaki kills already. He's doing 13 mil there, quite strong. And yeah, why I'm thinking Mai's fine is because she follows up, so she's gonna have enough cursed energy anyway, which is obviously very nice. So yeah, like it's pretty much gonna be impossible for her to run out of CE, which is just like such a nice concept as a DPS. Or I guess in this case, the main DPS or just the support, right? That Naobito memory is just so good for CE, man. It's like, dude, for follow-up units, it's like Junpei memory, but better since you're also getting damage too. Damage buffs for yourself. But yeah, I probably would have put the all-out battle memory instead of the one that's on Miwa right now. It gives some stat buffs and I think it's CE for blue. Might be alt gauge though. It would be nice. Maybe I'll start using it in the future just to kind of flex that I have it maxed out. And just make sure this is the last sweep one. Just to say that, right? It is the last sweep run. I didn't actually do 85. Maybe I could do it live because it shouldn't be that hard. Hopefully I don't mess up, but it shouldn't be hard. I do want to do it because Mai is going to be very fucking good in there. Especially because, what would the team be? Gojo, Mai, Yuta? No, I want to do Nobara. We could do Nobara. Who else? I guess Kamo. Yeah, Kamo. I think that's going to be the team. And then I'll replace Yaga instead of Gojo when Gojo leaves. And they all have stat buffs, so should work well. Should work well. We'll see though. But yeah, we're looking quite good over here. This is the last sweep run, like I was saying, already 30 minutes in, but yeah. So we do get damage. We get, even with Mai, right? Like it's looking pretty good there, especially when all 4 are supports. Inumaki stat debuff, Mai and Yaga stat buff. Mai is the damage increase unit, and also Yaga put some damage increases. Not many, but he put some. Okay, so let's get these buffs up. And we'll be killing soon. These do get long to record sometimes because I record it in advance and then, or I record the gameplay in advance and then I add commentary afterwards, but I'd rather do it that way so I'm concentrated and don't have to keep on yapping. I think it works better this way. Just a bit annoying when I know what's going to happen, I guess. But yeah. It is nice, I guess, for the JP players that Yaga ended up being better than Miwa. I would say at the moment, Yaga, in my opinion, is I'd rather run Yaga over Miwa if I can have the choice. The follow-up damage is nice. Alt is nice. Giving the crit rate is nice. But Miwa being almost as good as Yaga as a free-to-play option is great. But when Miwa got the buff, I would say Miwa was better. But since then, we got Nobara. I feel like I'm missing someone. I mean, there was Nobara, and obviously Mai 2 likes the crits. And Nanami 2 wants the extra crit rate. Same with Yuji, right? So like every unit after Yaga profited from having more crit rate. So yeah, that's my thing. I do think that Yaga is aging very well. So is Miwa. I just think that Yaga has some unique value since he gives a 45% crit rate buff. And let's see how much damage he does. Not much, right? Like Miwa does way more. Look at this. But Yaga also has the follow-up every turn, which Miwa doesn't have. I do want to make sure that's clear. So Miwa did 17 mil. Like, Yaga only did 7, but it's because of the follow-ups too. Like, it does average out. So we break, then Yaga does another follow-up. 3 mil there, that's pretty crazy. Then 3.6, like, dude, those follow-up damages are nuts. And this turn, oh, you could only imagine how good this turn's going to be. That's another thing. Miwa's break damage is so good, dude. I love it so much. The fact that all she does damage-wise is her ult, but the break damage is on her ult really does work well together. So we do that. Then afterwards, we got Mai. Another 12 mil. So, like, now, all the Kyoto units are good. We have a good Kamo, but he's a bit old now, but he was good. We have a good Toto, we have 2 good Miwas, and we have a good Mai, and Gaku Ganji. Yo, they shaped up. Now it's time for Utahime. Come on, where's Utahime? Her ass better be soon, bro. I don't know what she'd be, though. What do we need? I actually don't know. Maybe a damage buffer of some kind for blue. But we have Nanami, but I think we could get a premium option now. We just barely almost got that turn 15 clear with soul DPS, but it's fine. Yeah, I guess a damage buffer for blue. Red. Yellow too, I guess. Yeah, I think she'll be a damage buffer. Anyway, that's the sweep runs. Love to see it. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Very good stuff. Mainly Inumaki did more because he was there, right? Just want to make sure that's clear. So let's go ahead and do 85 now. All right, we're going to run this team. We have our stat debuff, Kamo. I chose him because I could have chosen Miguel, but we have 2 mixed units here. So I went to a Kamo. He's going to be good CE-wise. Then it also lets him run a healing rec bit. Mai's going to do a bit less damage because there won't really be stat buffs. And we got Nanami to give CE because he does mixed damage for 85. Oh, and Mai. Oh, shit. Mai is going to be so good on this floor. Hold on. I just realized that we don't need Nanami anymore. Oh, wait. I genuinely didn't even think of it, but Mai is going to be the floor, and we could... no, we'll run this. Mai's going to be the floor 85 killer. She's going to give us like 15, 20 cursed energy per turn. You'll see what I mean in a second, but oh my god, I genuinely forgot that she's mixed for a second while building the team. That's crazy. Yeah, let's see how good this goes. We're using Yuji because, you know, sometimes I gotta flex my A4 Yuji. Yeah, 85 is such a fun showcase floor, man. Yeah, dude, every time she attacks, she gives us 5 CE because of how this floor works. That's pretty nutty. Yeah. So my attacks, 5 CE. Okay. So I think we should get another follow-up. Yep. Another 5 CE. Or 15? No, 5, right? Okay. Then another 5. Yo, she just gave the whole team 15 CE. That's kind of crazy. Wow. And now it's just going to get crazier. So, yeah, I think we found the team. I mean, Mai is just insane. Because that's 5 CE. Yuji attacks. He's going to crit. That's another 5 CE. And then Gojo crits. Going to crit. So that's another 5 CE. And then we do the follow-up. That's another 5 CE. Yo, she's going to be like an infinite CE machine, dude. I mean, with this floor, she's definitely in the godly tier. What? Hello? I need Black Flash so we could use the skill 3 now. Oh, we're going to break so quick too, by the way. And her damage isn't going to be too crazy because she won't really have stat buffs until we use her thingy. Oh, W. Yeah, dude, this floor should be our bitch now. Easily, dude. What? This is amazing. Actually amazing. Yeah, dude, what? Okay. Hell yeah. It's kind of crazy. I mean, we could even run Inumaki in this floor now, which is not something I would usually do. So, hell yeah. Oh my, okay. So 5... Yo! I forgot how good a follow-up unit that does this many attacks would be, dude. Holy... And we don't need a stat buffer because both Gojo and Yuji have their own stat buffs. And Kamo, actually. And Kamo. Holy shit. That's insane. Oh my. Hey, 10 CE lower? Who cares about that, bro? We're chilling. We are chilling, dude. Holy fuck. That's so good. Oh my god, that's amazing. Dude. With Mai, we might get like the record clearing for this floor. We could now run Miguel for sure, dude. I mean, yeah, no, we definitely can. Holy shit. We'll use that. We'll wait, because we're going to break. Mai should break, which is good. Okay. Should be Mai Yuji combo at this turn. Yes, yes, indeed. Oh, my. Yeah, 3.8. Already looking good. Look at Mai's numbers, too. Like, they're still good. That's insane. Oh, yeah, dude. This about to be crazy. Holy shit. We're going to try with Miguel. I want to try one with Miguel, too. Maybe not in this video. I don't know. We'll see. 500k, because everyone's attacking, too, in this team. That's the good part about it. We could definitely do a full taijutsu team now that we know we have enough CE, like, Kamo doesn't really need to be used. And look at that damage from Yuji, dude. Yeah, A4, or A3 above Yuji is just, like, best DPS in the game. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Gojo's ult won't be in break, unfortunately, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, look how much CE. Like, you just can't run out of CE now. Insane. Insane work. Use this. Yeah, look at this, bro. Oh, dude, with Miguel, and we're going to give some stat buffs to the whole team. Like, yo, we're running Miguel. Fuck that, bro. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah, we'll do another one with Miguel after this. Like, her damage is so crazy, too, when you think about it. We're just going to use that, bro. I don't think it matters. So we got one follow-up. Yeah, Yuji attacks. We should get another one. Gojo attacks. We get another one. So that was 45% damage increase that turn. And then the extra one makes it 65%. Pretty crazy. Okay, that's fine. Basically no damage. Next turn, we'll ult with Gojo, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we have to. We literally have to, so not much to say there. Yeah, no, wow. Mai makes this floor something else. Yeah, we'll do this again, because I think the next team is going to be fucking juicy that I'm going to do. Oh, W, dude. You might have gotten stunned if not for the dodge. That's so nice. Okay. Yeah, we should kill turn 15-ish, I think. I think turn 15 would sound about right to me. Especially with those black flashes, dude. Okay. Because, yeah, now he got the black flash, so he's going to be looking good. So that's 10 mil. And he's going to put some extra debuffs. And we're getting Yaga next turn. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. And then we get follow-ups after this. 1, 2. Another 1.2 mil. Okay, then we get stat buffs. Now we have Yaga. Which is good. Very good. That's what we need. We'll use that. It's going to give us another 15% stat buffs. And it gives the whole team CE. Or was it alt gauge? Oh, is it only him? Might only be him. Dude, 9 mil there. Yeah, when we combo all next turn, oh boy, guys. It's over. Use that. That. Yeah, we're going to max out on... Dude, this is like... This next turn, Yuji's ult is going to be disgusting. Going to be genuinely disgusting. 3.6, insane. Okay, Yuji. It should also count black flashes in her follow-up thing. Another 2.7. 2.7. We're just going to do this. Combo ult. Is Mai going to kill 11 mil? I'm not sure. I mean, with Kamo... fuck, 11 mil is doable. It is. Dude, 1.5 mil follow-up? Okay. 8 mil. Okay. Yuji, I want to see this damage, dude. Okay. So that's what, 12 mil? 17. Okay, it's a bit lower than I thought, actually. I mean, we kill anyway, so it's not like it matters. 32. Hell yeah. Okay, we'll run Miguel, and then we'll see what it gets to. Now the numbers are going to be more consistent and higher, so yeah. And we're basically, we go from break into the stun on Gojo's ult into break again. So it's like We don't really need a healing memory with this team, at least. I want to see how this goes. This should be quite good. Quite good, to say the least. We'll do that until we get the Black Flash. But yeah, Mai just gives so much CE. Like, you don't need Blue Nanami with her. That's nice, because usually I like running Blue Nanami just so we get 5 to 10 CE per turn. But it's a little more than 5 to 10 now. It's just a little more than 5 to 10 CE. Let's just say that. And with Miguel, oh, I can't wait, bro. I cannot wait. Miguel's going to give a lot of stat buffs, which will help Mai a bit. Not fully, because it's not giving Jujutsu buffs, but it'll still be good, right? It's still going to be something. And since he's critting, right, it's good for Mai too. That's the thing. You have 3 units that do a lot of crits, so that's all quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, this... Okay, yeah. Yeah, and Miguel also just in general is better for Taijutsu teams, gives higher stat debuff values while giving up to 105% Taijutsu buff. So, there you go. We'll do the skill 3 one more time. After that, I'm going into the skill 2 one more time. After that, skill 3. Yeah, her damage now is maybe a bit better. We'll need to see when everything's really maxed, but yeah. It's chill. It's chill. We got the Black Flash on Gojo. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Kokusen, of course. I mean, yeah, Mai is doing quite the damage already. That's fine. Go for that again. We'll use the Rekbin next turn. Okay, there we go. So obviously we crit, right? Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Then she goes. And then Yuji goes. And we get the Black Flash. Look at that break damage, by the way. And then Gojo's also going to do some pretty decent break damage for himself. Another 5 mil and another 600, and there should be another attack. Like, yo, look how much CE she's giving. Everyone's maxed out. Keep in mind, the enemy lowers cursed energy, right? It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll use it this turn. Okay. Damn, no crit, though. Unlucky. One of the only times he doesn't crit. Crazy stuff. Look at that. And break. Oh. So clean. Bam. Oh, yeah, bro. Okay. This. We'll do a combo ult with Mai and Miguel ult this turn, I guess. Yeah. Okay. We'll be looking pretty good. Yeah, I want to do it with Mai and Yuji. Pretty solid 3 mil still. It's almost looking like sweep numbers. And there's 20% damage reduction in here, so pretty good. I mean, bro, she does good damage. I don't know what else I could say. 7.5, love to see it. Oh yeah, Gojo. Dude, they're almost putting up sweep numbers, and this is tower. That's insane. Actually insane. We'll do that. It's better to do the buff with Miguel next turn. Please follow up. No follow up. Unlucky. It's fine. I guess it's because he ran out of the crit rate buff. 2.7, not bad there. For Mai, not bad. And now Yuji is going diabolical. Easy. Okay, and Gojo should get some big damage here. Yeah, man, Yuji's so much fun to use at A3. Yeah, after you get him 4 times, he's fun to use. Maxed out CE is so disgusting, dude. Okay. We'll put the crit res debuff with Gojo. Or break. No, crit res. Definitely crit res. Alright. Okay, I mean, we're gonna break that motherfucker so quick anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Jeez. That's kind of insane. We should break by the time Gojo gets his ult back, no? Maybe Yuji breaks. If Yuji breaks, we're in a good spot. We have 2 turns until Yuji could get his ult. We might get it. We might be able to get their combo ult. Especially with Miguel ult next turn. Oh, yeah, dude. We might be able to get Yuji's ult for real. Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, Yuji's going to break this here. We're going to kill turn 11. I'm like pretty sure we're killing turn 11. Unless we don't Black Flash here with Yuji, but I'm pretty sure we get his ult. Yeah, okay. You love to see it, bro. What? Okay. We're not going to use Gold, not Miguel's ult, obviously. Bro, what the fuck? Turn 11. I think that's my quickest clear. We probably could have gotten a turn 10, which for me is quick, very fucking quick. But yeah. And we're just like overkilling this motherfucker, by the way. Before Gojo even leaves. That's crazy. How much does he do here? Oof, that's good. For tower? Without running the second Annie Taijutsu rec bit, like 32 mil? Love to see it. How much do we do in that one combo ult? 54. Okay. Hell yeah. Mai put up some good numbers. While supporting both debuff wise and giving everyone the cursed energy. That was a very good showcase from Mai. Hell yeah. Now we're going to be doing floor 89. As you would expect, it's going to be pretty quick. It's a Taijutsu debuff floor. Mai does mixed damage, so all of her damage activates here. And she's a debuffer, so she's perfect for this floor. I'm realizing Mai and Miguel is a very good pairing. But yeah, I think Mai is just incredible in everything. Like, damn. Oh, hello, BSR. That is pretty funny. I think, yeah, I was like doing both at once, grinding while recording. Pretty casual, pretty casual. But yeah, sorry, it gets to the point in recordings where it's like, let's wrap it up, bro. But I hope this 1 hour of recording makes up for the fact that I was late. I hope so, guys. I hope. The quality here seems a bit lower. I do apologize. I'm really not sure why. I think this is okay. It looks a bit better now. I don't know. All the other ones look fine, besides this one. So I do apologize for that, everyone. Still should be fine enough to see at least. Yeah, it's kind of annoying me now. Maybe it's because we went from the game to this that it seems lower, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it was this specific recording. We'll need to see. I'm gonna have to check that back, so I do apologize. I don't think 89 is really anything too shocking. I mean, we're using the best Taijutsu team, so Taijutsu debuff especially. Miguel really is so good. I mean, like, out of all the JJK 0 unit SP buffs, Miguel definitely got the best one. Ghetto's is good, but he also did get replaced by Mai now. But the thing is, Miguel has a use, right? Maybe they do another stat debuffer, but I still think Miguel is going to be probably as good as that stat debuffer, if not better for Taijutsu specifically. Since Miguel only does Taijutsu. And Red Yuta was a bit of a flop, to be honest. Like, he was a bit embarrassing that, sure, with the SP buff, he could beat 86 a bit easier, but at the time, 86 was still very fucking hard. Like, once we got Red Mahito, sure, then it was like, okay, it's easy. But without Red Mahito, it's like, I don't know. It was difficult. It was very difficult, guys. 86, like, it's a nightmare to think about. I'm so happy Red Mahito was Red Mahito. And then Momo came out, made it easier, right? So it's like, it was an endless cycle of us getting units that made 86 easier, which is good. It was needed. And then Red Kenjaku, same thing, made 86 easier. You could count Gakuganji in that, but we had Megumi. So yeah, we're going to save the rec bit because the goal is to use it again with Gojo, which should be doable because we're going to do combo ult with Miguel Mai. Then afterwards, hopefully Yuji gets a bunch of black flashes, so he'll get out his ult pretty quick. So he does, yeah, because like remember, he with the A1, he gets extra ult gauge when he ults by like what 260, and then he gets another 100 for the black flash. So yeah, he's at 352 already. Love to see it. So yeah. We use the rec bit, obviously. You have to use it on a command skill, which is his normal skills there. normal skills. Command skill does not include ultimate. Ultimate is separate. And Mai's still doing like pretty good numbers, like 730k there. Hello. And then she'll do another 450. And then she'll do another. Oh, I guess she didn't have it. Unlucky. But yeah, Yuji should very easily get his ult, and that's pretty much the whole thing, I think. I mean, like turn 8, he's over half or less than half HP. And we're not even like at our big ultimates yet. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good, guys. There we go. 6.5. Gojo's going to do pretty good damage here too. Look at that. Another 4.6. Love to see those follow-ups. Another 6.3. So yeah, Yuji, do we not get his ult? That would be comical. We just need to black flash. Like genuinely, if we black flash, we get it. Guaranteed. So I don't know. We'll need to see. We got 2 turns to get it. So if he gets hit a bit, we're fine. I forget if he does or not, really. He should though. 1 attack and it's guaranteed. Just if the guy attacks Yuji once, it's like 100% chance of us getting it. But it doesn't seem like he is. So that's kind of unfortunate, to be honest. Okay, Yuji, you wanna do proud by us and get a black flash? Well, Gojo gets it, so I mean, surely his student will. No, but he still gets his ult, so we're good. Love to see it. Turn 11 clear, I guess, or maybe turn 12. Depends. We do good damage here, but I don't know if it's that good. Like doing, what would that be? Like 15% of his HP in 1 turn? We'll need to see. But yeah, Yuji is going to be attacking with the extra debuff from Gojo, so there is that, I guess. Yeah, Mai just does good damage, man. Like, because of how many different damage avenues she has with all her follow-ups, it's like, it's good. It's very good. It is very good. Is Yuji killing? We'll need to see. Oh, yeah. Because then we got the combo ult. Turn 11. Pretty good. I think we could get this floor down to turn 8, maybe 7. But you probably need like a maxed out Gojo. There we go. Turn 11. And that's the final thing I have for you guys. 60. Like, look at these damage numbers. Pretty good. Like, Mai very easily outpaced Miguel, who does pretty good damage in his own right. But like 16 mil is quite something, to be honest. She did good, debuffing 2 at the same time. They did very good too. So yeah, I mean, I personally do think, honestly, that Mai is a better, or just one of the best units in the game and works better on Taijutsu. I think Mai on Taijutsu is quite the unit. She's fun. If you get her as a free-to-play or like a low spender if you do daily pulls, be happy because she's really good.